What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about masking effects, and I'm going to show you some scenarios where you want to do that. Now let's get started. Now if you enjoy watching these videos and you want to see more like it, please subscribe to the channel because I'm constantly creating new content. Now let's head down here in the timeline. I have two different clips. I have this clip of a couple walking down the beach, and then to the left this yellow clip. It's also kind of a busy city nightlife. So we're going to apply masks for two different reasons. So let's just jump back here to this other shot. So I'm going to go over the basic concept of the mask. So if you have a clip highlighted here, you can see the white line around it. Head up into the effect control panel, which is located here in the source panel. And I'm going to work on an opacity mask. So let's go down to opacity, which is right here. And underneath that, you're going to see a circle, a square, and a pen. So these are all different ways you can create or draw a mask. So the circle is ellipse, and if you click on any one of these, it'll give you the tool. So I'm going to click on the ellipse. Now a big reason people would want to do this ellipse mask, you're trying to hide someone's identity or protect something or someone, and you want to create a pixelated image or a blurred image around their face and have it track their face specifically. And I do have a video specifically talking about tracking a moving object, someone's face, and that sort of thing, and I'll link it up to the top on the right. And then head over here to the video. You can see it's kind of cut out everything around the couple in the shape of the circle. Now you can manipulate the size and shape any way you want. Make it shorter, fatter, wide. You can move it around, but I'm gonna focus here. And also you notice here there's this kind of little cord on the end. If you pull it, it'll soften the feather on the edge of the perimeter. So if you want to be kind of a more of a blended feature, you can do that. And also just to make it seems like it's placing this black area around it and or behind the cutout circle, but it's not. It's actually completely transparent. So if you place another video or another image behind this image of the couple walking, you'll see that. So you could place this on top of a video. So for example, sometimes when you see people doing tutorials online or they're doing any sort of thing and they'll have their picture in a circle in the bottom left corner as they're showing you whatever they're showing you, this is how they'll do that. And just to give an example, if you head down here to the little wrench tool, click on it, come about halfway down, you're going to see transparency grid. And if you click on that, it's going to show you it's completely clear. So that black was just darkness. It wasn't the color black. But if you wanted to add a color or some sort of image behind this, I'll kind of lift this up. You've got to lift it up on a different video track so you can place something underneath it, because technically you're going to put it behind this image. So let's come over here in the project panel and come down to the very bottom. It says new item. I'm just going to create a color mat, which is just like a color plate. Everything matches up. Let's pick a nice bright red. Click OK. You can name it if you want. I'll just leave it at that. So now this is just a solid blank color. You could put anything on it. I'm going to bring it over here and just place it underneath. And you can see how the red is directly under there. I can still go back to that original clip and then come and highlight the mask and still move it around to whatever place that video is from. It's just cutting everything outside of that. And for some odd reason, if you wanted to invert it where you wanted this to be see-through and clear and this to be the original video, come back over here to the mask. There's a little button down here that you can check that says inverted. If you click it, it'll do the opposite. Now I'm going to go and we're going to delete all this. Let's bring this back down, and I'm going to delete that mask in general. Highlight it, delete it. So that's just the basic principle of the mask. Now let's come over here and let's add an effect and then mask the effect. Let's head over here to this video. And you can see up here on the top half, it's much cooler. And at the bottom, it's a little more warm. I want to be able to apply a warm color correction up here, but not have it affect the bottom. So we'll mask it off and have it blend down. And I'll show you how to do that. Let's just come up here to the preset options. And I'm going to go to the right, one over, and click the color layout. And like I said, I want to warm this up. So I'm going to come here to the temperature and make it kind of extreme. So obviously now the bottom here is way too warm. It looks orange, but the top actually looks kind of nice. It gives a little warmth to it. Let me turn it on and off so you can see how the top is much cooler. It's much colder up here. Turn that back on. So then come back to the editing layout. So this is where the mask will come in handy. So I have the effect placed down, which is the color correction. This can be applied to any other effect. I just chose to do the color correction. So let's head down here because I want to put the mask on the color correction itself, not on the opacity like we did in the other video. Because I only want to mask off just the color. I want the video to still stay there. I don't want to cut out or make any video disappear. So let's come down here to the color correction that I just added, which is that warm tone. And I'm going to click on the square mask. And you're going to see here, it's placed right in the middle. And anywhere I move this square has that warm color cast, right? You can see there in the light, it's perfect right there. So I want it to just be on the top half. So I'm going to come down here to where the size, you can shrink it down to whatever. I'm going to bring it to 25% and I'll show you why. Because I want to be able to bring it out and above. And I'm going to extend it. Bring both areas over here. Make it as even as possible. Let's bring it down. But obviously I don't want to have harsh line. So I'll fit back here And you can see if I leave it there, you can literally see that line going through here. We don't want that. So click back on the mask, shrink this down so I can work with it a little bit. Let's go back to 25%. So I'm going to pull this out and you're going to see how it's going to soften and blur it much better. And I can even extend this mask a little bit lower so it's a softer blend. And there we go. So now if we come back here, let's put a full frame. So you can notice how the front here is much warmer, but it's slowly blended down. I'm going to click back on this. I'm going to turn this on and off so you can see. So you can see how the top is much cooler and cold. But this section down here doesn't change that much. It just has a subtle blend. So let me turn this off and on again so you can see it. So you can see how it just added the effect only to the mask on the top half of the image, and it looks much smoother. And you can do this with any effect. If it's a blur, you can add masks to those effects and manipulate what specific section or area you want to apply the mask to. It's a very effective tool to be able to manipulate certain areas. Anyway, hope this video helped, and if it did, please give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That being said, have a great day. Later.